Communication so real, no cap. A different language for woman and man. Decode the language and you'll understand. Nah, it'll help you out. Rest assured, women have no doubt. Pillow talk, dinner talk. Give you the info to walk the walk. Now, sometimes it's a foreign language. Now know what's up, don't mistake it. This'll help you every situation. Empower yourself, it's liberating, yeah. Communication, don't need no speculation. Just get that clarification, then reconciliation. Man translation, yeah. Man translation, yeah.
Hey, what's up, y'all? We are back. Welcome to another Sunday with Man Translation. We are duo, mother and son team to come here talking to you about the raw, the real, the edgy. You ain't gonna have these conversations nowhere else. We talk about our own life experiences. We share with you so that you can increase the quality of your life. Do you know that money does not determine the quality of the life that you create for yourself? It don't have nothing to do. You can create whatever kind of life that you want for yourself based on the decisions you make for yourself, the morals and the standards that you have for yourself, and how you relate with people. Your communication is everything. We always say here, it all starts with a conversation. I'm Scott C., one producer. This is Dante V. He is our relationship and communication strategist. And tonight we're going to be talking about cell phone addiction among the youth. What's wrong with y'all? Put them phones down. Get some work done.
Not enough stimulation.
This is a serious issue. Now, I don't know if y'all know this. I probably shared this because I come on here and I share. I like to study all kinds of things. And one of the things I started studying a while ago was the brain. I started studying the brain because in my prayer time, in my devotional time, God laid in my heart that the adversary doesn't just want your mind, he also wants your brain. I was like, my brain? Oh, Lord, my brain. So anything, and then not only that, as you get older, you are more brain conscious because you understand you have not been protecting your brain. So I'm really into the brain. I don't talk about it a lot, but I'm really into the brain and the things that affect your brain. So addiction of any kind, I'm the type of person that I don't like to be addicted to anything. When I was addicted to cigarettes, listen, I didn't even know you could be addicted to cigarettes. I didn't even know it until I tried to quit smoking. Oh my God. Woo, child. That cigarette addiction, that thing is real. It's no joke. Y'all see, I'm not sitting in my regular place that I'm always sitting in. I'm in another part of the studio. And so this behind me is it's some pictures that I collected because I'm the type of person that don't like to take pictures. I am not a selfie picture taking type of person.
It's not your phone in the process.
All the pictures I've ever taken in my life. And so it's a big accomplishment for me to take a picture, y'all. I hate taking pictures. So when I started my business, you have to take promo pictures. You have to take pictures and stuff for your business. Child, I will milk a picture. I'll take that one picture, child. That picture will last all year before I take another picture. So I started collecting the pictures as just like just an accomplishment because I've come a long way because I would never like people taking pictures of me. And I definitely don't like taking pictures of myself. So that's the reason you see all these pictures behind me, because I only take pictures on special occasions. And it's another special occasion coming up that I'm going to take another picture for. It's been like a year since I took a picture. And y'all walking around here with y'all taking thousands of selfies. If y'all knew what it did to you, you would never take a picture of yourself again. But this cell phone addiction is real. When I found out that...
I'm just going to skip past that part. Well, what does it do since we studied the brain?
I feel like getting deep into it. It's deep though. I'll talk about it one other day because that's the spiritual side. I'm here talking about the practical side. The spiritual is in it, but I'm not talking about the spiritual side today. It's very spiritual. It really is. It really is. And it's really deep, but I'm just not going to share it. Not today. So anyway, I never like to be addicted. And when I tried to quit smoking is when I discovered that I was addicted to cigarette smoking. And I was not none happy about it. Because I don't have an addictive personality. And if I catch myself, if I see something modifying my behavior too much, it'll get my attention. So half the time I have two phones, a personal phone and a business phone. Most of the time you can never get me on my personal phone because I don't even know where that phone is half the time. And it's really not a good thing. They be like, do you ever answer your phone? I don't live on my phone. I don't. I use my phone when I'm supposed to. Other than that, I really don't. I don't really be on the phone like that. I don't talk on the phone a lot for a long time. I don't really like if you wake up in the morning, the first thing you grab for is your phone, you're addicted. Your brain, because it's feeding your brain dopamine. Dopamine is the chemical that's released to make you happy. So, yeah, it's serious business. And these young people, Dante, are addicted to their phone. They in school fighting their teachers when they get these phones taken away. And I think that because people are not knowledgeable, people are not see for me when people start taking anything that people do to the extreme, it gets my attention. When somebody keep doing something and keep doing something, something's wrong. To me, that's a malfunction. That's a malfunction of your brain. Something is not balanced out. Something's not working properly. So when people start taking selfies and selfies and selfies and stuff, like, hold up, something's wrong. Ain't no way nobody's supposed to be taking that many pictures of themselves, poking out their lips, finding the right lighting. What is going on? Ain't that many people in the world? What you need these many pictures for? Something's wrong.
Coming from the standpoint of some people, they take that many because they don't like the one, like they don't like how it came out. So it's like for every 50 shots they took, they might like two. They'll just delete the rest.
So basically you having a photo shoot every day? Because that's normally what happens when you have a photo shoot.
I mean, again, I can't speak for everybody, but
anytime you do anything in excess, if something is to the extreme, anything, see, and that's what the problem is in our society. We don't have any awareness of ourselves. We have no awareness of our own behaviors. We are paying attention to everybody else and everything else, but we're not paying any attention to ourselves. So when we have these behaviors that is extreme, we don't even notice it. That's an extreme behavior. Don't nobody need that many unless you're doing a photo shoot for business or something like that. Even in your regular life, you only take school pictures once a year. Like before cell phones came out, how often did you take a picture of yourself? On special occasions, Christmas, holidays, your birthday. That's it. You wasn't walking around taking no pictures of yourself every day.
Yeah, but they also didn't have the means back then, unless you actually had a camera, which was far fetched. And then you had the Polaroid, and then you shake it every 5 damn minutes. So now I think now that
you had the Polaroid, you still didn't take a lot of pictures of yourself. Pictures
no, because you had to pay for that. Because you had to pay for that film. That's why that film was expensive.
Well, I used to get mine from work for free, so. Anyways, I can't tell the folks I was stealing. But anyhow, It's serious business these days. I think because we take so much for granted, and because everybody is doing it, so it goes back to those social norms. Because everybody is
Mhm.
doing it, it makes it normal because everybody is doing it. But because everybody's doing something doesn't make it normal.
No, nor does it make it right.
So that's normally what happens when a lot of people are doing something. People don't even think twice about it. They don't even think twice about, like, we talked about last week when I was growing up, raising you guys, I didn't have to worry about like cell phones and stuff just started really coming out, and beepers and all of that stuff. They were
Hmm.
just starting to like really, come out. But I think that no matter what, you should always set boundaries and ground rules. Like, what age do you think your child should be able to have a cell phone?
I mean, very good question.
I'm asking, what age?
Oh, me? I don't know. I mean, I would say, I honestly would say, depending on the level of maturity.
Right.
Are
Yeah,
you actually capable of actually having a cell phone and knowing what to do with it, knowing when to actually, pull it out, or it's an emergency, let me go ahead and use it to notify someone of something.
right.
Not just, hey, I'm in school, I'm playing games, I'm doing this. By the time you get to lunch, your battery dead. You can't charge it because you're not supposed to have it anyway. So in the event something happens, it's like you SOL.
Well, we have a lot of incidents in the news lately where children are spazzing out because their teachers is taking their phone because the phone has become a distraction. Now I know my youngest child, when she was still in school, they weren't allowed to have their phones in school. They
Hmm.
would go to school. I don't know whether they would take their phones from them or no. If they caught you with the phone, they would take it. You had to put the phone away because they
Yeah.
understand that things happen. Parents need to get in touch with people. Well, what happened to the days when something happened? You go to the office and call your mama, or your mom will go.
Nope. I mean, one, let's backtrack for a moment. Um, as far as them taking the phone, again, it comes down to a thing of maturity. Okay, you're not supposed to have it, put it away, so on and so forth. Now, what's the thing of the parents? Some of them, I'm not saying all, but some of the parents give their child the tablet or the phone as a means for them to be quiet because they wanted to go off and do whatever, or just not deal with their child overall. So it's like, hey, here, take this, go sit down somewhere. So then when it's taken from them, they throw a tantrum, they spaz out. They give it to them. It's like, okay, shut him up, shut her up. Here you go. There's that. So that's also a thing too. So if it starts young, when they get older, here's what it is.
Because
Teachers
their
take your
brain
cell
is
phone.
addicted to it.
Right.
And
Teachers take your cell phone.
because they're not knowledgeable. See, people don't understand how certain things they do affects that part of your brain. So if
Right.
you take a cell phone from a child or a tablet and they spaz out and start crying, that's a problem. That means that their brain is being changed. Their
Yeah.
brain is literally being changed. And you do not want your child's, because that's going to create a behavioral problem. So how they going to function like when they get in school and stuff?
At this point, again, not to badmouth anybody, but for some parents, the child's at school is no longer their problem. Let the teacher deal with it. When they come home, get this tablet, get the cell phone, leave me alone. Let me go deal with other things that might be deemed more important.
Well, that's a poor way to parent, because your child, this is and the thing is when your brain is addicted to something, when people are addicted to heroin, they addicted to drugs, they always showcase Kensington and Philadelphia. Now
Oh
y'all
man,
know,
yeah.
some of y'all that watch the show, you guys know that I grew up in Philadelphia. Kensington has always been like, people on drugs walking around. Now it's getting worse because it's other drugs that they're getting addicted to or whatever. But if you ever watch some of these interviews with these people, when they try to kick crack cocaine and they try to kick all these different type of drugs. It is a lifelong battle trying to kick these drugs. You have any kind of addiction, whether it's addiction to food, whatever it is not an easy thing. So just imagine raising your child on a tablet. What is that going to do to their brain over the long haul?
Yeah, when they aren't thinking about the long haul.
Hold down a job and can't focus because they're addicted to social
media. They're not
media.
thinking that far.
If I take a phone or a tablet away from my child and they have a tantrum, something is wrong. Like, that's not obvious.
No, it's not. Because at this point, I took it away from you. You're crying. You're throwing a tantrum. Let me give this back so you can be quiet so I can do whatever it is I need to do. It's not a thing of, I took it.
That means you're neglecting your child then. That's a form of
neglect. It's
neglect.
not viewed that way.
But neglect comes in a lot of different ways. Neglect comes in a lot of different forms. If you and your child are in the same house and you don't never interact with your child, you don't never sit down and talk to your child, you don't never have a conversation. Even if you try to talk to your child and they don't talk back, at least you trying to talk to them. You're trying to have some type of interaction. You can't just give your child a tablet and set them off over in the corner somewhere. That's neglect. And now you're enabling, just look at it as a drug. Look at the tablet as a drug. Look at the phone as a drug. Now, if you know your child is addicted to drugs, are you going to give your child the drugs?
No.
You're not. So look at the tablet that way, because that's what it is. It is having the absolute same effect on your child's brain as, I don't know, some people get addicted to weed, but as any drug that people, or cigarettes that you get addicted to. Cigarettes is very difficult to stop doing. The only reason why I stopped, because of the power of God and prayer. And so it's been like, 30 years now since I smoked a cigarette? But I didn't even realize I was addicted till I tried to stop. It's been like 30 years. That day in church, I got delivered from smoking. I have not smoked another day. And the thing is that I can be around people that smoke and it don't bother me. It makes me grateful that I don't smoke. Not only that, cigarettes cost like $8 a pack. I cannot believe.
Yeah, they up there.
For them same 20 cigarettes.
Same size.
Wait a minute. I tell smokers all the time, y'all need to protest. Y'all need some more cigarettes in that pack. If I'm going to pay, now when I smoked, cigarettes wasn't even $2 yet. They was getting to be $2 though. Cigarettes are $8. I can't imagine paying $8 for them same 20 cigarettes. They was putting 20 cigarettes in the pack when I smoked. That's been 30 years. You charging 4-5 times the amount and only get them same 20 cigarettes. If y'all better not put 30 more cigarettes in that pack. At least if you're going to smoke, give me some more cigarettes for my money. I'm just saying. I find that just amazing. That's just amazing to me. That it is.
That's everything, because inflation is coming around and tearing everything up.
What you say?
I said inflation coming around tearing everything up. So no, they're not going to protest. No, they stressed out. That's why they want the cigarette. Now you want me to protest to get more cigarettes? They gonna be in that. No, it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work.
I cannot imagine. I'll be so glad I don't smoke. Oh my God. I am so glad I do not smoke anymore. And the thing that was crazy about it, when I smoked cigarettes, I didn't even like smoking cigarettes when I smoked them. I only enjoyed a cigarette like twice. I enjoyed it like, it's something about a cigarette after you eat that it just taste different. Like, I don't know. I just enjoy, like, after I eat and I smoke a cigarette, and I never even enjoyed smoking. I never enjoyed it. And then when I tried to quit, child, it's the ugly come out when you try to quit. So just think of your tablet, your cell phone, as a cigarette or some crack, and you giving your child some crack every time they cry. Come on now. You wouldn't give your child crack. You would take it away. You would take your child to the doctor. You would have your child in therapy. You would be doing everything you could. Well, guess what? That cell phone and that tablet is no different. It is no different. Your child is addicted to the point they in school punching teachers. And I
Yeah,
don't really
that is a
know
bit
a lot
much.
of people talking about this subject. People just take it for granted.
I mean, no, because in order for them to talk about it, they got to deal with it. They can't be a part of it
Another
because
thing
we ain't
that's
even.
getting on my nerves, I'm tired of everything being on an app.
No, I'm with you. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. Well, did you download the app? Can you just scan the damn card? Like, why do I need to download your app to get like? That's weird to me,
Because everything is disguised in
man.
the
F your app.
form of convenience. Like, you would think when when COVID came around and they was doing everything to try to get people to take the jab, it was like watching the Twilight Zone. But people become easily controlled because of their phone, because of social media. They was on there eating hamburgers. Don't you want this good hamburger? Go get the jab. You get a free coupon for a hamburger.
Yeah, I
Man,
seen it. I seen it. It was donuts and pizza and everything else. I was like, if this don't seem right, what does? But no, I think the thing that annoys
people
me the
were
most.
falling for it. Why? Why? Because your brain works on chemicals. Everything is about chemicals. You got dopamine, serotonin, melatonin. You got all kinds of different chemicals that's released in your brain to get you to do certain things. And the number one thing that people want is what? They're looking for happiness. So any way that they can cause happiness or dopamine to be released in your brain, they're going to do it. They're going to do it. And you get, and then the metaverse, oh my God, people going to lose their
Didn't
mind.
they? Didn't they shut that down?
I guess because it didn't really take off. If you can just completely be inside of a virtual world, okay, your brain does your subconscious mind does not know the difference between what's real and what's not real. That's why people think, oh well, no, they watched the violent movie, it didn't have an effect on them. Yes, it did. Your eyes are like a camera. They're like a recorder. They record, and it puts an impression on your brain. And so you think that, I remember in high school, I will never forget this, in high school when Roots came out.
Oh shit.
Man, we watched Roots and went to school and was ready to mollywop any Caucasoid we saw.
Mm.
Okay? On site. Okay? People was going out to the Caucasoid neighborhoods, just snatching Caucasoids. So you don't think that stuff has an impression on you? Absolutely, yes, it
Oh, it
does.
absolutely does. Yes.
Because that's what it is anyway. It's programming your mind. That's why they call it a program. So this is a serious issue, that we really need to create some boundaries, even so far as to, I would say, if you have teenage children, like, just sit down with them and try to make a contract. They get good grades, they get a phone, It's a certain time they can't use the phone at the dinner table.
Oh
Dinner
yeah,
time.
that's a yeah. The lines get blurred with that easily because you out with your friends, you guys are out, in the mall, whatever, eating, and it's like your phone is there. So you come home and you think you do the same thing. It's like that. I don't know. It's something about the dinner table. It's it's sacred. Just bring all your problems here. Let's talk about it. Like, let's give me your undivided attention. Tell me how your day was.
We
Can
don't
you
really we
articulate
live
what's
in a
going on?
generation that does that anymore. Everybody
Mhm.
is sitting and everybody eating in their room or on the floor or in front of the TV, in front of their phone. Nobody is interacting. That's why I don't know why they call it social media, because there's nothing social about social media. If anything, it's an affront to humanity. So people live in the same house, everybody on the phone, nobody's interacting. Turn the television off. I remember growing up, my grandmother, well, when it was thundering and lightning, they turned the television off
Ooh,
anyway.
ooh. You gotta let the Lord do his work.
Lord do his work. So, like, we need to go back to that, family night. Y'all grew up with family night. Family
Hmm.
night, everybody come together, and this is an opportunity for you to say what's on your mind, what's on your heart, with whatever you need to talk about as a family. We don't really do that anymore,
Hmm.
and so it should be a time where discipline is being enacted, where you're not on your phone constantly all the time. That goes with adults as well. Adults are addicted to their phones too, and
Yep.
social media. Because you know what? People are more spectators. That's what I found. People are like, they more so sit on the sidelines and they become voyeurs in the lives of other people. And they're not really living life, they're just spectating and criticizing and always got something to say, but ain't doing
Hmm.
nothing with their own life. You know what I mean? They're not doing anything, with their own life. They don't want to get in the game because they don't have the courage to get in the game. You know what I mean? And so we have to really examine, like, what is it that we're really doing, because we should not be so easily to be deceived. I found people to be so, during that COVID thing, I was utterly amazed. And I know the word says that, it's gonna come a time where, deception is gonna be everywhere. We are definitely in that time. People are so easy to be deceived because you stay on social media so much, you can't tell the difference between what's truth and what's a lie.
And you're not even willing to do the research to find out what is and what isn't. It's like, oh, I see it on Facebook, so it got to be true.
So it has
And
to be true, right?
so come to find out, it ain't.
And it's not, and it's very biased. Like, if you have more than one phone, right? Google something, Google the same thing on each phone and watch your results come up different. It's biased. Like, it is very, that's why a lot of people go to the dark web so that they can
Mm.
get, more accurate information, because the information is so controlled. It's almost like back in the day when they used to knock on your door selling encyclopedias. Well, now all of that
We
stuff
had
is
we
online.
had them. We had a whole volume.
But what that those are the most valuable books now. Anything pre the internet, that's what you need to be reading. Anything pre the internet. I don't even read books from people that I know don't do any type of, research. I don't want no AI written book. I want a book that came out your mind, came out your brain, came from your experience. I don't want nothing written by a robot with some recycled information, that's online. We have to really sit down with our children and enact some discipline. I know that if you guys were in this time, we would have to have a contract. It would be certain times in the house you couldn't use your phone.
Mm.
Phone would be only used in emergency purposes. If I need to contact you, if something happened in school, you have permission to call me. But you sitting up in school not paying attention and you being distracted, and then the teacher saying, "Give me your phone," and you want to fight the teacher. No, no, no. No, 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 no. That's the problem. And I just don't see enough conversation about it.
No, it's not going to be enough conversation about it because they don't see anything that's wrong with it.
Well, it is. Anything that
That's just
changes
it.
your brain, anything that changes your behavior. And see, what happens is, you have in our culture, we are very, in our history, we are a very rich culture. We are very rich people. We're very dramatic people. We're very bold and effervescent people. And so when you have a creative person, a lot of times creative people are very free spirited. And so
Mhm.
in school, your child is a genius. They're labeling your child ADD and ADHD because they can't sit still. Well, most creative people can't sit still. Most creative people, most people that are artistic, most people that are geniuses, they think outside the box. What is that movie, Beautiful Mind? You ever watch that?
No, but I definitely heard of it though.
Yeah, he was a genius. But because he thought outside the box, everybody don't think in that traditional little box that they put you in, you know,
Mm-mm.
in school. You know what I mean? And teach you certain things. Some people minds um, venture out beyond that. And so we have to understand and spend time and know who our children, know who they are, and know what stimulates them, what motivates them, and how to discipline them. I find that children these days don't have any discipline. They don't have
No.
any discipline.
Mm-mm. No. Because they'll whine, complain, and then someone will cater to that, and they kind of get off. Yeah, no, ain't not at all.
So,
No.
so what are we doing then? Like, what are we doing? Like, as a society of people, like, what are we doing? Because to me, like, your phone is a convenience. Because back in the day, and I'm probably
You
telling
had
my
to do research. You had to pick up a phone book. You had to know. You had to know what you were looking for, and then you
right.
had to distinguish which one was it. Is it a residence or because we go into the white pages? If it's business, then we go in yellow. Then we got to pick up the phone and actually do research and call people. Like, yeah,
That
no,
might
it's.
be like a yellow page, a white page. What is that?
Ooh, I guess I'm telling my age now. But yes, no, that was a thing back then.
And we had telephone booths.
Ooh, good luck finding them.
We
Good
had
luck finding a
telephone booths.
germ-free one too.
We had telephone booths with a telephone book in it.
Mm-hmm. Back when
And the
you had
only
access
people
to a
that
routing
had
number,
and the only people that had phones in their cars was drug dealers.
or rich white people.
Well, we wasn't hanging out in the Caucasus areas. We ain't see
Hey,
them.
yeah,
Or the military, or if you was
airtime.
military, if you was government military.
Oh, you talk about the satellite phone. Them things are horrible. Because the moment you turn it this way, call it drop. Got to face up all times.
But they keep talking about get ready. The EMP is coming. Let me tell
Mm.
you something. Why? Why do they want to send an EMP? Why? Because they know people gonna lose their mind. You can't talk on. I remember they had an earthquake in Maryland. Maryland had never been hit with an earthquake.
Oh man, I remember that. I remember that.
Maryland had never been hit with an earthquake. It was unprecedented, unseen, unheard of. And it was crazy because I had just came downstairs on the elevator and I was just get ready to push the button and get back on the elevator. Like a wave of water like went through my body. I was like, what in the world was that? They was like, oh my God, it's an earthquake. So I walked outside and people was running out the building, but nobody's cell phone was working.
Yeah,
My
because
cell
at
phone.
that point, because at that point everything's jammed up because everyone's trying to make a call, so all the things are overloaded. The best thing you can do in that actual situation, send a text message. It might not go out right away, but it's gonna go out eventually.
I looked up. I think I was able to make one call. I looked up. You were coming down the street because you worked down the street from me. And I
Uh-huh.
was like, go get your sisters. Go get your sisters. Within 15 minutes, we were all together. I was like, just here go the keys. Just go to the house. Because I worked around the corner and walking distance from my job. I don't even know why I drove to work every day, but I did because I could have walked to work every day. And I
Uh-huh.
remember people were like worried about their loved ones and everything, and no phones gone. That's the first thing gonna go, and they know people gonna lose their minds because
Mhm.
they know that you're addicted to your phone. They know you cannot put that phone down for a day. Just start out with a day. You
Huh.
want to do a fast from your phone for one day. For one day. Now I'm not talking about if you in business because I know you need to be on your phone, but your personal phone. Your personal phone. That's why if you notice like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, they all have that scroll feature because
Uh-huh.
they want
And
you to
it's
just
never ending.
they want you to just sit there, just waste time, just doing
Especially
nothing,
TikTok.
just scrolling,
TikTok is a whole.
just scrolling, just scrolling. Why? Because they know you nosy. They know you nosy. And not only that, it's eating up your attention span. They are literally shortening your attention span. When you do a video, when you do a video, like I think TikTok videos are only what 3 minutes.
10 now.
Ooh, wow. And then everything has to be entertainment. No, if you break down the word entertainment, entertainment means that something is holding your mind. That means that something is holding you in order to get inside of you. That's what it means to
Uh-huh.
be entertained. It means that you something is entering, is causing you something to enter you, but it's entering your mind. It's all focused to your mind, your prefrontal cortex. Those of you that are Bible scholars that study the word, when the word talks about the fiery darts of the enemy, guess where the fiery darts are aimed towards? Your prefrontal cortex. Because why? Your prefrontal cortex is where you make decisions. That's why people are so horrible at making decisions. And they be trying to
Huh.
wonder, why do I keep making bad decisions? Why do I keep making the same? Because your prefrontal cortex is not given a chance to develop. It's being disrupted. You're not giving it the time to even develop. It doesn't finish developing until you're 25 anyway. And
Depending
so
on who you are, yes.
now you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, and you're still making horrible decisions because your prefrontal cortex is always under attack. And I'm not even really going to get deep into the stuff that I've studied. That's just a little nugget right there. So this thing is serious. It runs deeper than what you know, and it's really what's causing you to really be controlled. They control people like it was the easiest thing. I was just amazed. I just couldn't believe what I saw. I just could not believe people was falling for it out of fear. Oh, and then they created division between people. The people that got it and the people that didn't get it. First of all, it ain't none of your business what I got, what I didn't get, if I got it, if I wanted to get it, if I didn't want to get it, who got it, who didn't get it. What business is it of yours? That's what you're nosy. Nosy. Mind your business. Don't worry about it. So we need to really keep talking about this subject because we really need our children's mind. We need to snatch their minds back.
Not only that, we can talk about cell phones and relationships because that's also a thing too.
Talk about
We
it.
pay You paying more attention to what's going on in your phone than the person that's actually sitting next to you.
Wow.
I don't know how many. I'm speaking for self on this because I've been in relationships where it's like, you want to spend that quality time. Hey, let's watch a movie. Let's do this. Let's do that. And then, I'm thinking, we both watched it, and you hear. Now, again, I get it. Some things you have to respond to, but it's like, don't be sitting there texting your butt off, asking me what happened. You know what? I don't know. I have no clue.
What?
When your phone is your life. I mean, I'm all for going out to dinner. Let's talk. And again, I do understand that you have to, especially if you got kids or you do have a business or anything of that nature. Yeah, you need to go and you need to check up on a couple of
Yeah.
things that so okay, that's understandable. But if I'm trying to have a conversation with you and your phone is just here, listen. You have a good night. You just go and do your thing, and you have fun. Come back later, or don't. Whatever. It doesn't really matter. But that's becoming a thing too.
That's
And
becoming
also,
a thing. That's becoming a
yeah.
thing too.
hmm Oh, and I think the thing now is because before it was the men. You take a man's phone, he'll tear the damn door down. Now it's the women. I literally seen a video the other day. I'm not sure if the guy was joking or not. Takes the girl's phone, runs in the house, closes the door. She snatched that screen door off with like she was the hawk.
Are
Listen,
you serious?
I'm so serious. I'm gonna have to go back and find it. I don't know. They had to be somewhere down south. It looked country as hell. But that's like you take the phone because we were talking about the young lady who's the teacher took her phone and she swung on the teacher, and then that was
Right.
the thing. Now here we are. I got to give them maybe in their 20s. Same thing. The guy takes his phone. Maybe it's a joke. Maybe it's not. But the way she snatched that screen door down, she wasn't playing.
See,
No, like she was not
that
playing.
is something is wrong with that.
It's
If
like one.
react because it's changing people's behavior.
Man, ain't nobody trying to go that. Listen, if whatever you got in your phone is that serious, baby, go ahead on keep it. Just go ahead on keep it. I
And
mean,
then the thing is, what I also don't like about the phone is that how they slowly introduce things, right? It's a phone. I don't really care nothing about if I lose the phone or whatever. You cannot have my fingerprint. No. Now they introducing your biometrics. You don't even know how to protect. Let me tell you something. In order for a person to destroy you, they need information. And if the way that information works, and Google is a master at this, Google will create something to get a little piece of your information here and a little
mhm,
piece there. And see, once you get all these little pieces of information about a person, you can put that together.
mhm.
Why do you need my face print? You don't need my face print to get in my phone. Have you
No,
lost your mind?
it's just introduced as convenience.
It's
I think they got
introduced
rid of
as
the eye
a
scanner.
convenience. That's a serious thing. It's as serious as your name. I don't give everybody my name. I do not
Oh,
get Sky is my nickname. Sky is not my real name. Sky is a nickname that they gave me when I was a flight attendant. I don't even use my real name when I come on social media. I use my nickname, which is Sky. And so I don't even give people my name because that's personal information. When you go and fill out an application, your name, address, all of that is part of what? Personal, personal information. My
mhm.
fingerprints, that's personal. Matter of fact, that's considered classified. That is classified. I'm not just giving you my fingerprint. Normally, when you give a fingerprint, is normally in connection with money. When you give your thumbprint, that means it's a lot of money. When you go and access, like if you have a vault at the bank, they don't ask for your fingerprint, they ask for your thumbprint. So that means that my biometrics, that's classified on another level. My iris, my face recognition, my fingerprint, thumbprint, that's classified. You don't just get from a phone. There's nothing in that phone that valuable that you get in my fingerprint or my face print or my iris. Y'all don't think nothing of it because y'all don't do a whole lot of reading. See, I'm a voracious reader. And that's classified information. Like, and what's in that phone that important that you need my fingerprint? Not nothing. Not nothing.
For some people it is.
Nothing.
For some people.
No, this is like in the military, what would this be considered? This can be hacked. Like this, all of that. No. If I want to protect something valuable, I put it inside my house in a safe. I put a combination on it. That's what your fingerprint is. Your fingerprint, okay, your hand, period. And I'm gonna say this, and I gotta go. Your hand, another word for your fingerprint is digits. So therefore, your hand is a combination of digits. So that means that takes your security to another level. So that means that when I want to hide some valuables, I attach some digits to it. Put it in the safe, got some digits, boom. Same thing. My hand is a combination. Nobody else has this combination. Nobody else has this fingerprint. These are my special digits that when I touch something, it gives access to something. There's nothing in this phone that valuable. Nothing. Absolutely nothing in this phone that is that valuable, that you need my digits, that you need my combination, that I need to touch my phone because I don't want nobody to put a number on it. Just put some numbers on it. You don't need these. First line of defense, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Second level of defense, these digits. These digits you can't have. You cannot have my fingerprint unless it's for another, just like you got certification. Your driver's license is a certification. Your passport is one of the highest levels of certification. Why? Because if I have a passport, that means I've given you all my other certifications. That means I've given you my birth certification. That means you have my Social Security certification. Why? Because I'm getting another level of security. So a passport is the ultimate ID. Okay? So for that, I'll give you a digit because you got to take a fingerprint. A phone, I don't think so. You cannot have my fingerprint, face print, iris print, not to get in no telephone. And that's how we get tricked because we're not knowledgeable. We don't understand security. We don't understand, that we become the first line of defense for ourselves. We become the first line of defense for our families. And when anything breaches that, because to me, that's a breach. You are literally giving me something that is causing my brain pattern to be changed forever. That's a breach of my identity. So if I see that my child's behavior is changing because this is being taken away, something's wrong. Something's wrong. And you don't notice that? Okay. Maybe I'm just too aware.
No, they're not. There's some people, they just aren't paying attention to it. That's
And
it.
that's
That's what
what
it comes down to.
the problem is. We're not paying attention to a bunch of stuff. We're not paying attention. Everything is just honky-dory. You know, I'm the type of person that I question everything. I always have. And I taught my children to question everything. And
Yep.
everybody, including me.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, what you need that for? My first response always gonna be a question. What you need that for? Like, what do you need? Why do you need that? What you need my fingerprint for? For what reason? Cause see why? You about to breach my level. You coming into a level of my security that I have not given you access to. I don't give everybody my personal information, starting with my name. Because you can take one piece of information, put it together with another piece of information, put that together with another piece of information, and you got the whole, boom, you breached. That's how they do it.
Yep.
So we need to really take a look at this cell phone, these behavior changes that's happening in our young people and in our adults. Stop going along with everything. Y'all just stop going along with everything. Don't just do stuff just because everybody else is doing it.
It's easier for people that way.
Close us out, Dante, because people be like, shit, what? Security digit.
Listen, take some time out, put the phone down, focus on people who actually matter. That's it. That's just focus on the people who actually matter. The phone ain't going nowhere. Hell, take some time out to memorize somebody's number, because if you lose that phone, what you gonna do then?
Exactly.
You gotta borrow someone else's phone so you can make a phone call. Don't know who it is because you just going in and calling whoever. Like, take time out away. I don't want to say detox, but detox.
Detox.
Now, don't get me wrong.
Do it a couple hours at a time. Make a contract with your children. Put some boundaries in place. Stop giving out your biometrics. You don't need to access your phone. This ain't no money in that phone. You can make money with the phone, but no, stop giving out your biometrics. You don't understand that the people that created Facebook and stuff like that, if you really listen to them, they don't even use it. They don't even allow their children to use it. It's a reason, because they know what it's doing to your brain. They know it's addictive. They know it. They know that they're using it to control you. That's all I got to say.
Wow, that's it. Y'all have a good night. Put the phone down. Still some time with someone who actually gives a damn about you.
Step away.